You know, in recent years, if you hear the words commentary channel, you instantly think about people like Pyrocynical, Elvis Alien, I'm Alex, James Marriott, H3H3, and so on and so on. But you would be surprised to know that the first commentary channels popped up around the time when PewDiePie started, maybe 2011 and 2012. Hard to believe, right? Probably because very rare very rare few of those said commentary channels ever got anywhere. Like 90% of them didn't get anywhere. But why? What makes those channels different to the ones that popped up just a few years later and now in recent years where there is literally commentary channels in every corner? Well, to answer that question, we're gonna have to go back. Now, this is mostly speculation based on numbers and looking up some old channels from way back then. But why did most commentary channels get nowhere in 2011-2012? Well, one of the possible reasons is that at that specific time, that's not the content that was trending. That was not the content that people were interested in. We can possibly credit that to YouTube still being in its infancy, still in its earlier years. You might ask, what content was popular then? Well, it was mostly montages, a few vlogish videos, let's plays, and of course the style of videos that Ray William Johnson would do, as he was a reigning champion back then. But I would like to raise the argument that he was not exactly a commentary channel, much more so a reaction channel. And yes, I know that quite a few commentary channels now react to some kind of videos or things said and then comment on them, as does commentary channel. But there is a slight difference in my opinion. But for the sake of argument, let's say that Ray William Johnson was one of the very few commentary channels to make it big. But why not the others? Well, we can amount that to his genius clickbaiting and style of humor, which is similar to H3H3 and Smosh, earlier H3H3 and Smosh. He also had this nifty way of always making the title something eye-catching, legit clickbait, but in the actual video only concentrate a few seconds on whatever that title of the video is. It's quite genius if I do say so myself. But now, let's jump forward instead of back. In recent years, commentary channels have blown up, one after another, with now YouTube having barrels full of commentary channels. But why? Why now? Why in recent times and not before? Why didn't so many of them blow up back then in 2012? Well, again, this is speculation, as there is no 100% answer, but it could very easily be due to the shape of YouTube changing, the content, the people, everything. You see, in recent times it hasn't been just the commentary channels that have kicked off, but also vlogging channels, and channels akin to vlogging channels. But let's talk about vloggers. You see, vloggers have a different type of connection to their fan base than, let's say, Let's Play channels, due to the fact that vloggers vlog majority of their life and then present it to the internet, as does a vlogging channel's fan base can feel a type of connection with the person, as you're seeing a huge chunk of that person's life. And I think commentary channels are a slightly lower form of vlogging channels, in the sense that commentary channels comment on things with their own opinions, thoughts, ideas, etc. As such, you will feel a sort of connection to these types of content creators, much like how you would do a vlogger. And YouTube in recent times has become slightly more personal for some content creators, like Bookie2988, and seeming a lot of the people in YouTube are enjoying seeing the person behind the camera, the person who's behind the channel, talking and interacting with their community, their fan base, giving the fan base their thoughts, opinions. And this is a possible reason for why commentary channels are blowing up. let's talk about vlogging channels versus commentary channels. We touched upon vlogging channels before when I brought up the similarities between the two. But which one is better? Is there a better? I think this is the part where I should state this is my opinion, hope to God I don't get pitchforked to death like I had committed some heinous crime such as spoiling Endgame. But I think vlogging channels are worse than commentary channels. And I have reasons that I think are really good as to why. You see, when you're a vlogging channel, you're presenting your entire life on the internet, or at least majority of it. And I already talked about how it can affect the fan base, namely making them feel close and attached to you at a personal level. But there is more. A lot of vloggers tend to fake, wear a mask, fake being happy, for example, constantly having a persona with cheers and smiles, sunshine and rainbows, nothing's wrong. If you keep that charade, that fake persona up for too long, it will end with quite a bit of psychological damage. We as humans already wear low-key masks. For example, how we interact in a job environment is going to be completely different as to how we act at home in most cases. And of course this is common sense, but if you're vlogging your entire life to the internet and are pretending to be someone you're not the entire time, it's going to get beyond exhausting, and it will mess with your self-intended at some point. Like, it will mess you up. There is of course vloggers who do not do this, but they face another issue in a similar way. If you decide to vlog your entire life, then not a lot of it will stay private, which can be equally as damaging for your psychology as the previous one. And it can also damage your family members, your relationships. Imagine having a camera at your face 24/7. And I am not denying there are no exceptions, there are, such as Casey Neistat, but I'm talking about the majority, the general, not a handful of people. Now, with that out of the way, let's move on to talking about the evolution of commentary channels. Namely, essay channels. Channels like The Right Opinion, Jay Aubrey, and so on and so forth. These channels pick a topic, much like what I have done here, and then dissect it, discuss it, and present it to the viewers in a condensed way. Literally kind of like an essay, which is where the name essay channel comes from. I might get a lot of people irritated with me, but I do think these channels share a lot of similarities with commentary channels. But equally they're very different with their own fan bases, style and identity. You can't compare The Right Opinion to, let's say, Pyrocynical. While the concept itself, the idea behind commentary and essay channels is similar, and you can find similar traits in Pyrocynical's videos as you can in The Right Opinions. But they're still fairly different. Essay channels have evolved the concept of taking a topic and discussing it, and moved it further. That's of course not saying that either channel is worse or better, just something interesting to think about, an interesting perspective I think. You see, with commentary channels doing what they do, there is people out there who are calling commentary channels bad, saying that they are bringing forth the end of YouTube, they are the AIDS of YouTube, and so on and so forth. I heavily disagree. Commentary channels are simply taking a topic they find interesting or a topic they want to talk about and pull out their mic and start talking about it, and commenting about said topic. Where's the harm? The only harm comes to individual channels that do something stupid and can get the entire commentary community on their arse. But aside from that, I don't see how people talking about things they want to talk about and giving their opinions on said topics is a negative thing in any way. To end it, that was like a lot. I really wanted to talk about this, and I've been wanting to talk about this for a while, but I never quite knew how to until now, and it took me legit hours to properly compile the script, so I get everything I want to say said and as clear as possible. but hey ho, I hope you enjoyed it, and I really do like commentary channels and the essay channels, so I might be a little bit biased, but I don't see any harm in them, and I quite enjoy the content that they bring forth. I'm especially quite a fan of the Right Opinions essay videos and Jay Aubrey's. They're fantastic. Same with Pyrocynical's videos, they always make me laugh, so I like them both. There we go, video over. Thanks for watching my video. Let me know in the comments what you thought. If you disliked the video, let me know why, so I can improve. If you enjoyed it and want to see more videos from me, subscribe and hit the bell button so you actually get notified, because you know, you're the page when people upload. And if you like the video, leave a like.